Good morning, student. I hope all are fine at home. We saw about a few creatures in the previous class. For example, unicellular and multicellular, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Close your eyes and picture a brick wall. What is the basic building block of that wall? A single brick, of course. Like a brick wall, your body composed of basic building block, and the building block of your body or cells. Cells as building block. A cell is the smallest unit of a living things. A living things whether made up of one cell like bacteria or many cell like a human. This is called an organism. The cell are the basic building block of all organism. Several cells of one kind that interconnected with each other and perform a shared functions form tissues. Several tissues combine to form a organ. Example, your stomach, heart or brain. And several organs make up an organ system such as the digestive system, circulatory system and nervous system. Several systems that functions together form a organism like human beings. There are many types of cells are grouped into one of two broad categories, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. For example, both animal and plant cells are classified as eukaryotic cells, whether a bacterial cells are classified as prokaryotic cells. Today we are going to discuss about the cell. Cell. Cell is defined as the smallest basic unit of life that is responsible for all of life process. Cells are the structural, functional and biological units of all living things. A cell can replicate itself independently, hence they are the known as building block of life. Each cell contains a fluid called the cytoplasm, which is enclosed by a membrane. Also present in the cytoplasm are several biomolecules like protein, nucleic acid and lipids. Moreover, cellular structure is called cell organelles are suspended in the cytoplasm. All organisms are made up of cells. They may be made up of a single cell, unicellular or many cells, multicellular. Mycoplasms are the smallest cells. Cells are the building block of all living things. They provide structure to the body and convert the nutrient take from the food into energy. Cells are complex and their components perform various functions in organism. There are of different shapes and size and pretty much like bricks of the buildings. Our body is made up of cells of different shapes and size. Discovery of cells. Discovery of cells is one of the remarkable advancement in the field of science. It helped us know that all the organisms are made up of cells, and these cells help in the carrying out various life process. The structure and functions of cells helped us to understand life in better way. Who discovered cells? Robert Hooke discovered the cell in 1665. Robert Hooke observed a piece of bottle cork under a compound microscope and noticed minuscule structure that reminded him of small rooms. Minuscule means extremely small. Consequently, he named these rooms as cells. However, his compound microscope had a limited magnifications and hence he could not see any detail in the structures. Because of this limitation, Hooke concluded that these were non-living entities. Later, Anton von Leeuwenhoek observed cells under another compound microscope with higher magnifications. This time he had noted that the cells exhibited some form of movement modality. As a result, Levin who conclude that this microscopic entity were alive. Eventually after a host of other observation, this entity were named as animalcules. And third person Robert Brown. In 1883, Robert Brown, a Scottish botanist, provided the very first insight into the cell structure. He was able to describe the nucleus present in the cell of orchids. Orchids means types of plants. After you have seen different cells under the microscope, you will realize the cells are of different shapes. Cheek cells, for example, are flat, while muscle cells are thin and tubular. Plant cells may be rectangular, round, or oval. Amoeba, which consists of just a single cell, ends their shapes frequently. However, most cells have certain things in common structurally. A cell is the tiny sac bounded by a thin skin or membrane. Inside the membrane is a semi-fluid substance called cytoplasm. Now we are going to discuss about the difference between animal cell and plant cells. How do plant and animal cells differ? Both plants and animal cells are eukaryotic. Eukaryotic means multicellular organism. So they contain membrane bounded organelles like the nucleus, mitochondria. However, plant cells and animal cells do not look exactly the same or have all of the same organelles, since they each have different needs. For example, plant cells contain chloroplast since they need to perform photosynthesis, but animal cells do not. Animal cells are the basic unit of life in organism of the kingdom Animalia. There are the eukaryotic cells, meanings that they have a true nucleus and specialized structures called organelles that carry out of different functions. Both plant and animal cells do not have plant specific organelles like a cell wall which supported the plant cells or chloroplast, the organelles that carried out of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis take place in the chloroplast. Once the sugar is made, it is then broken down by the mitochondria to make energy for the cell. Because animals get sugar from the food they eat, they do not need chloroplast, just mitochondria. Both plant and animal cells have vacuoles. Plant cells contain large singular vacuoles that is used for storage and maintenance the shape of the cells. In the contrast, animal cells have many smaller vacuoles. Plant cells have a cell wall as well as a cell membrane. In plant cell wall surrounded the cell membrane. This gives the plant cell its unique rectangular shape. Animal cells simply have a cell membrane but no cell wall. A cell is a tiny sac bounded by a thin skin or membrane. Membrane means a thin skin which covers a certain part of a person's or an animal body. Inside the membrane is a semi-fluid substance called cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a thick, clear, jelly-like substances present inside the cell membrane. Most of the chemical reaction within a cell take place in the cytoplasm. The cell organelles such as the endoplasmic reticulum, vacuoles, mitochondria, or ribosomes are suspended in this cytoplasm. Different parts of the cells perform different functions. Let us see what these are. Next we will see cell membrane. The cell membrane support and protect the cell. It control the movement of the substance in and out of the cells. Substance means solid or liquid material. It separates the cell from the external environment. The cell membrane is present in all the cells. Cell membrane. Cell membrane is the outer covering of a cell within which all other organelles such as the cytoplasm and nucleus are enclosed. It is also referred to as the plasma membrane. By structure it is the porous membrane which permit the movement of selective substance in and out of the cells. Besides, the cell membrane also protect the cellular component from damage and leakage. It forms the wall-like structure between two cells as well as between the cell and its surroundings. Plants are immobile, so their cell structure are well adapted to protect from them for external factor. The cell wall help to reinforce these functions. Plant are immobile. Immobile means not moving. Cell wall. The cell wall is the most prominent part of the plant cell structure. Prominent means importance. It is made up of cellulose. Cellulose means natural substances that form the cell wall of all plant and trees and used in making plastic and paper, etc. Cellulose and pectin. The cell wall present exclusively in plant cells. It protects the plasma membrane and other cellular components. The cell wall is also outermost layer of plant cells. It is a rigid and stiff structure surrounding the cell membrane. Rigid means not able. It provides shape and support to the cells and protect them from mechanical shock and injuries. Nucleus. The nucleus is the most important organelle, control all the vital activities of the cells. Vital means important activities of the cells. It may be spherical or oval. It enclosed by membrane called nuclear membrane and is filled with the nuclear plasms, a dense semi-fluid substance. One or two small spherical body called nucleoli lie within the nucleus. Nucleus contain the fine thread-like structure arranged a network called chromatin network. Now we are going to discuss about nucleolus. Nucleolus contained with the nucleus, it's a dense membrane, less structure composed of RNA and protein called the nucleolus. Some of the eukaryotic organisms have a nucleus that contains up to 4 nucleoli. Nucleolus disappear when a cell undergoes divisions and it's reformed after the completions of cell divisions. Second one, nuclear membrane. The nuclear membrane is a double-layered structure that encloses the content of the nucleus. The outer layer of the membrane is connected to the endoplasmic reticulum. Like the cell membrane, the nuclear envelope consists of the phospholipid that form a lipid bilayer. The envelope helps to maintain the shape of the nucleus and assist in the regulating the flow of molecules into out of the nucleus through the nuclear pores. Nucleus communicated with the remaining of the cells or the cytoplasm through the several openings called nuclear pores. Such nuclear pore are the site for the exchange of large molecules between the nucleus and cytoplasms. And third one, nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm is the gelatinous substance within the nuclear envelope, also called karyoplasm. This is semi-aqueous material is similar to the cytoplasm and is composed mainly of the water with the dissolved salt, enzyme and organic molecules suspended within. Nucleolus and chromosomes are surrounded by the nucleoplasm, which function to cosign and protect the content of the nucleus. Nucleoplasm also supports the nucleus by helping to maintain its shape. Additionally, nucleoplasm provides a medium by which material such as enzyme and nucleotide can be transported throughout the nucleus. Substance are exchanged between the cytoplasm and the nucleoplasm through the nuclear pores. Finally, we discuss about chromosomes. The nucleus is the organelle that houses chromosomes. Chromosomes consist of DNA which contain hereditary information and instruction for the cell growth, development and reproductions. Hereditary information means the transmission from one generation to another of genetic factors that determine individual characters, responsible for the resemblance between parent and daughters or son. Chromosomes are present in the form of strings of DNA and histones is called chromatins. When a cell is resting, chromosomes not dividing. The chromosomes are organized into long entangled structure called chromatin. Today biology homework, answer the following. Read all 3 question answer. Thank you.